They didn't break the system, but what happens when nobody notices it's already broken? If a company can lose control quietly, without alarms, maybe the real danger was never outside. Stay with this story. The mistake was boring, invisible, and ultimately expensive. The company looked perfect on paper. Dashboards glowing green, policies stamped compliant, training videos with actors reciting passwords complete with corporate smiles. Investors praised robust governance while employees whispered, "Does anyone really check this?" Reality inside was messier. Permissions lingered long after departures. Approvals looped through titles nobody held. Automated systems assumed oversight. And human operators assumed the system was perfect. A blind trust had formed, and it was silent, persistent, and fragile. Enter the internal improvement team. Analysts, engineers, and operations staff. Not rebels, not hackers. They were asked to examine why workflow delays persisted. Simple, routine work. Yet as they dug, patterns emerged that no one had intended to reveal. Old accounts, ghost permissions, overlapping ownership, teams trusting other teams blindly. Finance assumed IT checked access. IT assumed managers reviewed permissions. Managers assumed automated systems enforced rules. Assumptions had compounded over years. The baton had been dropped 3 laps ago. Maya, the calm and meticulous analyst, became the unofficial narrator of their findings. She had a knack for asking the question everyone avoided. Who is actually responsible for this? Her colleagues, James, the operations specialist, and Lena, a junior analyst, added a human perspective, voicing concerns over financial risk and cultural habit. These small moments made the tension real, relatable, and cinematic. The group decided to run a controlled internal test, legally approved, carefully documented, no shortcuts, no cloak and dagger scenes. Their goal wasn't to exploit anything. It was to demonstrate risk in a safe, responsible way. Even with approvals in place, every step was tense. Each dormant account, each outdated workflow was a reminder that corporate structures often rely on hope and inertia. Screenshots revealed more than they anticipated, highlighting years of assumption and convenience masquerading as diligence. Approval chains were tangled. Vendors retained access long past necessity. Workflows depended on vanished job titles. None of it required brilliance. The revelation itself, the fact that the main hallway of permissions was unlocked, unlabeled, ignored, was shocking in its simplicity. Halfway through, executives grew nervous, not angry yet, just aware that the report could not be ignored. That uncomfortable silence settled over the room. The subtle tension of chairs shifting uneasily, of people realizing the map they trusted was outdated. The team maintained neutral language. Evidence first, impact second, recommendations last. One careless phrase could ignite politics. Maya's slide comparing system belief, employee belief, and actual access. 3 realities in the same environment hit hard. It made abstract risk tangible. Submission day arrived. A 10-minute briefing. No theatrics. Clear, concise explanation of systemic drift, cultural friction, and financial exposure. Then, the long wait. Corporate silence stretched as everyone digested the implications. Hours passed. Then a meeting invite arrived. Legal wanted context. Risk management requested evidence. IT asked for logs. Finance requested exposure estimates. HR questioned why departed employees still appeared in access lists. The reckoning had begun. Actions followed swiftly. Outdated paths were frozen. Vendor accounts were audited. Ownership across all departments was reviewed. What had been invisible became urgent, not through panic, but through necessity. Cleanup extended beyond IT. Teams had to confront the reality that their routines relied on assumptions. Systems were not broken by malicious actors, but by neglect and diffusion of responsibility. Culture, not technology, had been the weakest link. Maya and the team's work became an internal case study. New managers studied it during onboarding. Security teams referenced it in training. Executives cited it in discussions about operational risk. A small team had forced an entire organization to reflect. Some employees grumbled. Change always invites resistance. but the evidence was undeniable. Corporate inertia met its match in meticulous observation. The result: clearer responsibilities, better processes, and a company that could no longer ignore its vulnerabilities. The broader lesson: internal safety depends not on tools alone, but on curiosity, documentation, and people willing to ask uncomfortable questions. Permissions are living systems. Neglect allows them to grow wild. For tech professionals, audit assumptions, not just access logs. For leaders, unclear ownership compounds risk exponentially. For students, ambition is less about cleverness and more about disciplined observation, ethical responsibility, and action without ego. The team did not become viral heroes. No headlines, no dramatic soundtrack. Just a company forced to look at itself in the mirror it had been avoiding. And in that quiet discomfort, accountability began. But the story doesn't end there. Weeks later, system dashboards were updated, permissions streamlined, and workflows redesigned. Audit trails became living documents. The company started treating every temporary access as temporary, with explicit accountability. Maya's influence spread subtly. She suggested micro checkpoints, proactive cross-team reviews, and simple visualizations of system ownership. Teams initially skeptical began to see patterns that had previously gone unnoticed, reducing errors and building trust. James discovered that even small insights, like tracking who actually used certain tools, revealed inefficiencies that had persisted for years. Lena noted cultural friction. People often repeated mistakes not out of laziness, but because no one clarified responsibilities. The narrative took on new life in training sessions. Observe, report, act responsibly became a mantra. Leadership emphasized that culture, not code, often governs risk. The story of the silent blind spot became part of the company's identity. Outside the company, the story resonates as a case study in subtle corporate failure. Systems rarely fail spectacularly. They fail gradually under the cover of routine. And when responsibility is diffused, the quietest vulnerabilities are often the costliest. Ethically, the team demonstrated how internal investigation can be conducted responsibly. They avoided sensationalism, avoided real damage, and maintained legality. The story reinforces that ethical diligence can be as impactful as direct intervention. Legacy wasn't fame or recognition. It was process improvement, ownership, and renewed vigilance. Policies became enforceable, training more reflective, and audits more meaningful. The quiet team had forced a systemic reckoning without theatrics. The takeaway for viewers: the most dangerous blind spots are familiar, not hidden. They survive because everyone assumes someone else already checked. Curiosity, documentation, and accountability prevent these invisible failures. Pause and reflect. What would you do if you found this in your organization? Could you speak up responsibly? Could you document thoroughly? Think about it and share your perspective in the comments. If this story reshaped your view of corporate risk, subscribe for more insights. Explore subtle failures, ethical dilemmas, and the quiet decisions that prevent disasters before they happen. The team didn't need recognition. Their impact is measured in safer processes, stronger culture, and a company that now sees itself clearly. Sometimes the quietest interventions leave the loudest legacy, and that is usually how accountability begins. Quietly, uncomfortably, and with people willing to notice what everyone else assumes is already handled.